Hello, welcome to our international news update today, which happens to be the 2nd of January 2026. We begin in Cameroon, where Cameroonian President Paul Biya made his end-of-year speech on the 31st of December 2025. In his end-of-year speech, Cameroon's president said he was going to restructure his government, that is going to change members of his cabinet, all the ministers. Recall that since 2018, that President Paul Biya won his mandate, which he has never visited any three regions of Cameroon, he decided that he's going to change his cabinet. So today, which happens to be the 2nd of January 2026, a lot of people, including ministers, were listening to the radio, waiting that the reshuffle be announced today. A lot of people thought that cabinet shake-up in Cameroon was going to take place today. At 1 p.m., a lot expected from the news. When they waited from the news at 1 p.m., it did not happen. At 5 p.m., they waited, it did not happen. For context, President Paul Biya won the election, or had the election, or was inaugurated president of Cameroon this 2025. When he was inaugurated president of Cameroon, many expected that immediately after the inauguration, there will be a change of government. There have been ministers in President Paul Biya's cabinet, in Cameroon's president cabinet, who have been there for 21 years. 21 years. A single person has been in your cabinet as a minister. One single person has been a minister for Cameroon for 21 years. You know, it is normal that a president can be elected, because ministerial posts are not elected position, they are appointed position. How we understand that one person who become president of a minister for 21 years counting, this year takes it 22 years counting, that one person is a minister in your government. If that person or the ministerial position was an elected position, we can understand. So you have some ministers that have been for 21 years. Now, that is why you see corruption rate in Cameroon is all-time high. That's why you see embezzlement rate is all-time high. That's why you see the issue of tribalism is high, because one person in Cameroon has been minister for 21 years. And to even make things worse is that since the election of 2018, that is 7 years counting, President Paul Biya, Cameroon's president, has not reshuffled his government. Now, President Paul Biya, in his New Year speech, also made it clear that spoke. And I want to be clear here. The speech made by Cameroon's president in this 31st December 2025 that just ended was not meant for Cameroonians, by my interpretation. Why do I say it was not meant for Cameroonians? Because the reality of the things that Cameroonians are living through are the things that were not mentioned in the speech. In fact, what we have in the speech is what we ordered, and Cameroonians are living what they got. The speech that President Paul Biya presented, or Cameroon's president presented on the 31st of December 2025, was what Cameroonians ordered. Cameroonians ordered a good healthcare system, good road infrastructural network. Cameroonians ordered clean cities. Cameroonians ordered the provision of potable drinking water. Cameroonians ordered adequate supply of electricity. Cameroonians ordered security. Cameroonians ordered provision of jobs for the youth and unemployed graduate. Cameroonians ordered peace, security across the 10 regions. Cameroonians ordered good governance. That was what they ordered, and that was what President Paul Biya read. But what they have is not what President Paul Biya read. Across the 10 regions of Cameroon, you will see piles and mountains of debt. In fact, debt and trash are taking over the 10 regions of Cameroon, across cities, across towns. Even in the commercial hub of Douala, there are some roads that have been blocked by debt, blocked completely by debt. Thank you very much, Nikki Day. They have been blocked by debt, blocked. You cannot pass through, you cannot come in. And for those who don't have cars, who want to use that lane, walk to their house, you have to inhale. In fact, you inhale from this quarter, you go and inhale a pungent smell from this other quarter. As you are moving through your house, you have about 15 minutes of inhaling pungent smell. That is why I said the speech made by Cameroon's president on the 31st of December was what Cameroonians ordered. But what they got is different from what that speech actually meant. If you are in Cameroon, believe me, comment, or let me see a comment. Let me see your reaction in the comment section. How clean are your cities? How clean are your towns? Tell me. If they are clean, let us know. Let's have this survey. The second, adequate electricity. When you see electricity supply in Cameroon, you listen to President Paul Biya's speech, you'll be tempted to say that electricity supply in Cameroon is not erratic, it's not epileptic, it is stable, in fact, it can be able to attract foreign investors to come and invest in Cameroon. But the contrary is that most neighborhoods in Cameroon, including the commercial and the political capital of Cameroon, don't have adequate supply of electricity. The electricity is epileptic, erratic, and there are major towns that have been for 2 years without having electricity, 9 years without having electricity. Some have been for 6 months without having electricity. These are business centers that ought to rely on electricity for their commercial activities, which in return they pay taxes to the government of Cameroon that will be used to cater for other services like the hygiene and sanitation, just to name but these. The way President Paul Biya spoke, you could think that people have electricity. It has become a new normal that for Cameroonians to have electricity in their neighborhoods, which have been for months and years without electricity, they have to be moved to the street. It has become a new normal that people have to protest before they have electricity. So let me tell you an experience I had in Kenya in 2020 when I had a holiday in Kenya. Let me explain to you. There is a neighborhood in Kenya which is called Thika Road. In Thika Road, where you have the Jomo Kenyatta International University in Thika Road. Now, in that Thika Road, there is a neighborhood there called Kisunguru. Now, that was where I launched, Kisunguru. The first day I landed in that neighborhood, when I had a guest house there I asked, how is the electricity issue? I asked because I am coming from a nation where electricity is erratic. They told me that no, you can trust the electricity here. I spent 1 week, no electricity was taken. One evening, I was going out, that was around the 29th of December. I said, let me go out to Nairobi Central Business District. As I was about to go, the transformer in that quarter exploded in Kisunguru. It exploded. As it exploded, I knew that we are going to spend 2 days or 3 days or even a week in Kenya, in that particular neighborhood, without electricity. As I went to the Central Business District, upon coming back, a new transformer has been installed in that place, and there was electricity in that place in Kenya. A new transformer, and there was electricity. If it were to be in my country, there are people who have contributed money to buy transformer so that Enyo can come and put transformer in their own locality in Cameroon. How do you explain the fact that people in Samoei or Enyo is the electricity distribution company? It's a company that makes money by distributing electricity. Now, and they rely on what is called their transformer to distribute to you so that you have electricity. Your transformer explode, and you expect you in your neighborhood to raise revenue, come and buy a transformer, you come and give them the money, they come and supply you a transformer, and they still tax you for the utilization of their electricity service. I have been in those systems where we have contributed money in the southwest region, in Munya neighborhood, where we have contributed money to buy a transformer for a new. We buy a transformer for a new, which means that the person who was supposed to come and provide that transformer collect the money, put in his coffers, take the transformer that the company is supposed to give to distribute electricity, because without transformer, a new will not make money. Without the transformer, Enyo will not make money because people will not consume electricity. Hence, the company will go bankrupt. But on the contrary, the people are buying their transformer. And that's why I said President Pobia's speech was what Cameroonians ordered. But the reality on the ground is not what they ordered. What they ordered is totally different. The speech is a sharp, a deep contrast between what is. In fact, in research, we'll call it the nominative. The nominative simply means what ought to be. The speech of Cameroon's president, Pobia, was what ought to be. But what is not the reality to some extent, greater extent. Because how do you explain the fact that Menchum division in the northwest region of Cameroon has been for 9 years without electricity? 9 years. 9. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8. 9 years. And this is a division that we are told voted overwhelmingly for President Pobia's re-election. Meaning that a division that voted actively, the same thing, they voted actively in 2018 for President Pobia. Don't ask me whether they voted or not. We were told and we saw the data that they voted massively. They worked hard for President Pobia's re-election in 2018. In that 2018, they have been for 2 years without electricity. That they voted actively that our illustrious president be elected. They have been for 2 years without electricity. Now, they spend the entire mandate of that 7 years, from 2018 to 2025, without electricity. So that means 9 years. There are areas in the southwest region, in the east region, even in the neighborhood of Douala, that goes for 2 weeks, some 1 month without electricity. But we have been told that we have the Lompanga, the Minvele, the Naktiga, and you can name the rest. President Pobia's speech was what Cameroonians ordered. But what they get is different from what they ordered. What Cameroonians ordered. The third, water. President Pobia talked about water. Let me ask, how do you feel any country where borehole have become the order of the day? It means that the water management system of that country has failed, where individuals have to resort on drilling their borehole. Borehole water first is not that good for consumption because you need a lot of treatment. Now, individuals who have resorted in their own water supply, and to tell me that is normal. Do you know that we have a water crisis across the 10 regions of Cameroon? Do you know that there are neighborhoods, major neighborhood that goes for year 2 without water supply? Do you know that there are neighborhoods in Cameroon that goes for ages without water supply, without water supply? In fact, there have been villages and towns that have never seen portable drinking water, pipe-borne water. They have never seen it, and I have lived in such community, and I will give some of them. I have lived in Bombe Bakundu, in the southwest region, Meme division, in Bonge subdivision. I am giving you, when you go to Bombe Bakundu, we were drinking water that was a river. We're drinking a river. You go there, you have to shift Sparojara. You have to shift Sparojara georgiasinensis. You shift it, those green things, you shift it. You carry the water. Now you have a sift, this mosquito net. That was what we were using. I have drank the water for 5 years when I was in secondary school in GHS, Bombe Bakundu. Then GSS, Bombe Bakundu. 5 years. You put the mosquito net. In fact, when they're distributing mosquito net, we take it too much. We take it enough. Not because we want to fight against mosquito, but because we want to use it in sifting water so that we can actually drink and reduce some of those Sparojara. So I have to double it, and sift it. There are some in this neighborhood that are like that. These villages are like that. Some have not seen a kilowatt of electricity. There are many like this. Nkononi is one in the northwest region. In Cameroon, have not seen a kilowatt of electricity. In this generation, more than 60 years after Cameroon regained its independence or gained its independence and reunification, neighborhoods in Cameroon have not seen kilowatt. Some neighborhoods in those villages have not seen kilowatt of electricity. The people of Baliangi in the southwest region, at one point in time, around the period of 2005 or 2006 or so, had to block the road, cut the trees and block the road to demand for electricity. Electricity that they will still pay for. It's not like it's the government that's giving them this electricity for free. It's not like we're in a socialist country or a communist country where the government is providing this electricity for free. They have to pay for. But they have to protest to have it. Now it is a common... See, the water that some of these ministers uses to flush their toilet is cleaner than the water that a lot of Cameroonians in villages are drinking. In this 21st century, we cannot have potable drinking water. So when we listen to the speech of President Pobia, it was beautiful, well articulated. Wow. But it is not a reality. It is not a reality. The reality on the ground is totally different. So today, when Cameroonians heard that the president was to reshuffle government, everybody was putting the ear like this. See, if I'm President Pobia, I will change everybody from water to spirit. I will change. See, from that position, I will change everybody. I will change. I will do a tsunami. A tsunami. Corruption has become something very rampant. COVID-19 came. People embezzled money on COVID-19. President Pobia said they were going to prop COVID-19 and people were going to be arrested. Have you heard anybody arrested for COVID-19? Instead, what happened? Some of them received epaulets. They were given award. Some of them were awarded for their handling of COVID-19. Awarded for embezzlement. Some have allegedly embezzled. We were expecting that there will be that audit. Nothing. Cameroon organized a CAN. Have you been to Olembe Stadium of recent? The Olembe Stadium that Cameroon organized a CAN. Have you been to the Olembe Stadium of recent? It will shock you. You will be shocked. The stadium has not been officially commissioned, but it has already started dilapidating, breaking down. In 2018, President Pobia won re-election. He did not visit up to 4 regions. At that time, he had not reached 92. Is it now that President Pobia will visit any region? Because if a president visits region, if the ministers are hiding things from you, just your visit, you will get to talk to local officials, because when you visit a region, the chiefs and the rest will get to meet you in person, will talk with you, will tell, oh, Mr. President, welcome. These are the challenges we have. These are the challenges. At that level, we are not dealing directly with a minister or elite. The traditional rulers will come and visit you. The religious officials will come and visit you in that region to give you respect. Had it been Cameroon president was moving that level in all the regions, like other presidents are doing, I bet you some of these things that we're talking about would have been resolved expressly. They would have been resolved expressly. But because he doesn't move, the presidency to his village presidency, Swiss, and any other international conference he has to attend, that's all. But if he was to go to the southwest region, to the northwest region, to the west region, visit those regions, he would have had first-hand information. First-hand information. We're in a water crisis in this country. But yet, we're told by our illustrious president that, water is not having an issue. Have you been to Bonaberi of recent? Have you been to the west region? Have you been to the center region? There are some places in the center, even in the heart of Carrefour Mek, where you go to Carrefour Mek. Water crisis. Oh. Wow. Jesus. Okay. We'll leave you there now. We'll take you to Kenya. The president of Kenya, who happens to be President William Ruto, has declared war on alcohol. You know, during his end of year's address, President William Ruto has declared war on alcohol. He said alcohol is a major state of emergency in Kenya. He said he has, according to the report he received, that Kenya's main problem is the heavy consumption of alcohol. And he has created a task force to reduce the consumption of alcohol in Kenya across the entire nation, and the production and the importation of alcohol in Kenya. He said that he wants to make Kenya to become a first world country, to pick the status for now of Singapore, and in the next few years, Kenya should become a first world nation. And that is why you cannot become a first world nation when your population, 5 million population, according to recent reports, are having issues related to alcohol, when most of your officials are heavy boozers and heavy drinkers, when the common man in the street who cannot actually participate in active work are heavy boozers. So President William Ruto has announced that his government is going to declare, in fact has declared war on alcohol consumption. So no more heavy consumption of alcohol in Kenya, that Kenyans must come together and join him to put Kenya in a first world nation and the Singapore roadmap that Kenya has to be. Also, the heavy consumption of illicit drugs. Yeah, a president fighting against the consumption of alcohol, declaring war on alcohol. In other nations, they will celebrate if their people are drinking alcohol. They will reduce the price of alcohol, reduce it, beg people to. In fact, they will ask brewery companies to increase, to do promotion. Buy one, win two. They should drink so that they will not have the time to be questioning what we are doing. They should drink so that they will not even. So when they are angry, they say, "Bo, come, let's go and take one man." Say, "Okay, master, just allow it there, that's fast." And you drink and you don't have problems. Kenyan President William Ruto is a contrary. He says that he does not want to see Kenyans soaked in alcohol, because when they are soaked in alcohol, the nation will not move further. A president with a vision, a president whose cabinet is visionary. But if you bring that system in other countries, they have asked their brewery industries to create winning options where you buy one, drink one, buy one, take two, buy one, take two. In fact, you buy one, you take one for free. Drink. Do you know how many problems are associated with alcohol? Have you been to some dialysis centers? And look at the number of people who are having this issue. Are the youth between the age of 25 to 40. 40 are heavily affected, and that is an active population that can build a nation. That is an active population that can build a nation, that can actually take the vision of the nation. And that's why Kenyan president is saying that he has declared war on alcohol consumption, importation of alcohol consumption reduced, and some kind of alcohol ban in Kenya. One that are in Kenya, reduce the alcoholic percentage and make it to a different level. In Cameroon, there was a presidential. In fact, the problem of Cameroonians are also responsible for this. There was a presidential aspirant that made a statement. Dr. Barrister Assong Michael. Dr. Barrister Assong Michael made a statement that he was going to ban alcohol. Cameroonians fell. He said, "Oh, God will punish you. Oh, you can never go far. Oh, we will not support you. Oh, you will not do this. Oh, you will not." I was just looking at them like this. In fact, the popularity that Dr. Barrister Asomake had amassed dropped because he said he was going to ban alcohol. In Cameroon, he said he was going to ban alcohol. His popularity dropped. And I ask this question: have you seen any nation that developed with this level of consumption of alcohol? You want to be like China. Today, you are looking for Chinese visas. There was a time when Mao Zedong banned those things, and China moved. Singapore banned. Today, you want to move to Singapore. Singapore banned it, and at a certain level, they started easing it. Saudi Arabia is now that they are easing some restrictions. Go to the Muslim world. It's now that they are easing some restrictions after they have reached a certain level. Let me tell you how when Putin took over his first mandate, there are some things you must do in a nation before that nation grows. There are some sacrifices that must be done before the nation grows, before the nation advances, before the nation develops. And that is what Samoei Ruto of Kenya is doing. Let me tell you, you see Nairobi and Yaoundé, day and night. A local district in Nairobi, I'm telling you that a local district in Nairobi, Kenya, what we call a local neighborhood in the capital, in Nairobi, right? It's like your Avenue Kennedy. It's more beautiful than your Avenue Kennedy in Cameroon. A local district. You move to Nairobi, Kenya, you understand that you are in a city, a capital. You go to Mombasa, you understand that you are in a city. Nobody needs to tell you. But to him, to Kenya, they have not yet arrived. You see, even this Sudan that some of you are making noise, Sudan, have you been to Khartoum? By the time you see this Sudan that is fighting war, have you been to Khartoum? By the time you see Khartoum with your eyes, you understand. By the time you land in Nairobi International Airport, in Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, by the time you land, you understand. If you have not lived, in fact, you have not traveled out of Cameroon, you become so comfortable to think that there's nothing like that word, the continent. By the time you enter into Addis Ababa, that's why I like using Ethiopia Airlines, because it's like taxi. Because you have to go and drop in Addis, from Addis you take a transit. By the time you enter Addis Ababa, you understand that you are in fact, the airport alone tells you. The airport first is the face of the nation. The airport talks, or it shows the severity of how the nation takes issues. An airport show you the severity of how the nation takes issue. Have you been to Douala? Have you been to Douala International Airport? Douala. Have you been to Douala International Airport? No AC. No AC. Heat. Come, let me gossip. Douala International Airport. No AC. No AC. Heat. There's no free Wi-Fi. It means if you are a foreigner, you land, you don't have free Wi-Fi. You have to only reach at the junction of the airport. At the junction of the airport, you start hearing people tell you, SIM card. You buy a SIM card, or you buy before you can activate internet. Wow. Oh God. Anyway, we are not the last. We are not the last. At least our airport is better than the airport of Niger, of Niamey. We are better than Niger. We are better than Central African Republic. In fact, When you see Central African Republic airport, you see Cameroon airport. Cameroon airport is milk. It's like, Cameroon airport is milk. When you see Central African Republic airport, you see Cameroon airport. Those are two different things. So you see, we are better. We are better. Cameroon airport is better. We are not the last. We are better, okay? So I want to say thumbs up to our airport officials. Really appreciate your effort. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At least, we are not the last. If you go to Central African Republic, you see the airport, you cannot compare with Cameroon. Cameroon airport is better than that of Central African Republic. So, even that of Niamey in Niger, okay? So, Kenyan President William Ruto says, starting this 2026, he is going to match actions with words. He's going to match action with words. So the Kenyan people, your president has decided that he's going to make you better. Thank you for Kenya. We move now to the next, Nigeria. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has made two public statements about Nigeria. The first statement he made was his speech on the 25th of December, where he said Christians are being persecuted, that Israel will not sit, fold their arms, and see how Christians are being persecuted. He said the persecution of Christians need to be taken with fortitude, they need to fight against the persecution of Christians. He cited countries and he cited Nigeria. Now, when he cited Nigeria, that same evening, Donald Trump gave terrorists in Nigeria Christmas gifts, and a good number were killed. Some who tried fleeing were caught in Ondo State. 61 or so terrorists were caught in Ondo State. So you had that situation. You also, on the 1st of January, before the 1st of January 2026, Benjamin Netanyahu now officially said, confirm my largest fear. Israel Prime Minister said Israel is going to protect Christians across the world. Israel is going to carry out military operation to protect Christians around the world. And they will also start in Africa, open a new front, and Nigeria, open a new front to protect Christians around the world. So, as I'm talking to you right now, Nigeria should note that Israel don't need their permission. Israel will use their operation. Israel will come to Nigeria. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says they want to come and wipe out terrorists who are fighting Christians in Nigeria and in some parts of Africa. And now, there are two things here. Some people are saying that America wants to use Israel to fight the Sahel nations, because the Sahel nation, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger are Muslim states. But those who are saying this, I have a question for them. I have a question. Did you hear they say they are going to fight the Muslims? They simply said they are going to take out terrorists, take away terrorists. So these are terrorists that they are coming to take away. And I can assure you that I would prefer America invade or take out terrorists than Israel. Before God and man, I would prefer America. If you put Israel like this, put America like this, I say choose which of these you want to come and fight terrorists in your country. I will take America than Israel. Because according to Benjamin Netanyahu, he's ruthless. Benjamin Netanyahu is ruthless. Before you could know it, Israel could enter Nigeria and create an Israeli settlement, and start fighting that land. That is their land. Before you could know it. So Israel government prime minister says they are going to open a new front. That Israel don't have terrorists. Don't have threat of terrorism. That this terrorism threat are in Africa. And so Israel is going to Nigeria to launch a military operation against terrorists. And now Sheikh Gumi, a prominent Muslim cleric, is panicking right now. Is panicking, and Sheikh Gumi says that Israel is using an excuse to want to come and defend Biafra. According to Sheikh Gumi, Israel wants to declare the independence of Biafra and want to pass through this issue of terrorism to come and defend Biafra. Note that Sheikh Gumi may not be wrong, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, before he was sentenced to life imprisonment, wrote a letter and sent to Israel, said the Christian community in Nigeria are the Biafrans. The Igbos are being persecuted by the Muslim-dominated majority. And the only way, according to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's letter, that he sent to Donald Trump and was received by Trump, and he also sent to Netanyahu. He sent 2 letters, one to Netanyahu, one to Donald John Trump. All these letters perfectly arrived and were read by the respective leaders that they were addressed to. Nnamdi Kanu, I don't have the letter here, but you can go and look for the letter. Explained it, just Google, you can look for the letter. He detailedly explained how the Biafran states are Christians being persecuted by the Muslim-dominated majority. So, Benjamin Netanyahu says he's coming. He's coming to declare or to protect Christians. And that leads to what the option that many who say Israel is coming to declare the independence of Biafra, they could not be wrong. Or maybe, let's watch and see. But to be very honest with you, I would prefer America go to Israel, Nigeria, and take out terrorists than Israel. Because the way Israel does its thing, we have seen how ruthless the Israelis are. They are very ruthless. If you are watching us, please, if you are on TikTok, feel free to gift us. If you are in a position of gifting us, feel free to gift us. If you are watching us on Facebook, feel free to like, comment, and share. We want to thank all those of you who have been watching, who have been commenting. We want to thank you, Atem, Fongo. We want to thank you, Nze, Bernard. We want to thank you, Banta Kandi. We want to thank you, Banta Kandi. All those of you who have been commenting, I want to thank you, Soyam Venatius. I want to thank you, Venatius, on Facebook. All those of you watching, please like, comment, and share for many people. Thank you very much, my brother Venatius. I want to also now to those watching us on TikTok, I want to thank you, Buffon. All those of you watching us, Junior, watching us on TikTok. I cannot see the names. Chris, all those of you watching us on TikTok, I want to thank you. Like, comment, share the video for many to understand that we are live. We take you now to my country, Burkina Faso. Captain Ibrahim Traore, in his end of year speech, thank you for liking. Captain Ibrahim Traore, in his end of year speech, Akum Kelvin Fomusong, thank you very much. Thank you, Kelvin Akum. Captain Ibrahim Traore, of course, Itoy Collins, thank you very much. Also on Facebook, thank you. Captain Ibrahim Traore, in his end of year speech, announced 3 major things that Burkina Faso is going to do. And his announcement has shaken the Sahel region and has shaken Africa. Captain Ibrahim Traore says that he is going to make sure, as of 2026, Burkina Faso restructure all its major cities to meet modern day development, and he will build low-cost houses or houses to house Burkinabés across the major cities. He says he's going to launch a he's launching a major construction project this January where Burkina Faso will become a chantier, a grand project that all the resources that Burkina Faso is benefiting from, all the money is going to be invested in Burkina Faso, and that no single dime is going to be embezzled by anybody. Traore says that all the major towns and cities will be restructured, well structured, named in a way that, numbered in a way that you can direct somebody to come and meet you in your house or in your street, like it is in the Western nation. Somebody can sit here in Cameroon and give you the key to his residence and tell you that go to London. When you arrive London, go to street this, house number 4, door number 4 is my house, or apartment number 5 is my house. And you live here, you go there. But if you want to come to Cameroon, this is how we describe places for you to come and meet us. That when you are at the park, at the bus station, take a bike. That bike should drop you, tell that bike to drop you at Malam Street, Malam Karifu. When you reach at Malam Karifu, you ask them to show you Mami Popov. When you go to Mami Popov, thank you, Kingsman King. When you go to Mami Popov, you take the road coming down straight. You will see, you pass 2 streets. One on your left, one on your right. You take the bend. You will see a tree standing there and some boys are there playing football. You ask that they should direct you to Past Sam's compound. When they direct you to Past Sam's compound, behind Past Sam's compound, you see another road, okay? There's a woman who is selling there. You ask that woman that they should direct you to Nyongo Street. Now you go to Nyongo Street, where Nyongo Street, you call me, I'll come and look for you. Where in that Carrefour Nyongo Street, call me, I'll come and look for you. That's how I describe places in Cameroon. And Betang, not true or not be true. That's how we describe places in Cameroon. So Ibrahim Traore says that he does not longer want that kind of description. So they are going to carry out massive construction of skyscrapers in Burkina Faso, where this thing that a family can have about, you see, people are just building their houses, right? Building their houses. That you occupy a big land, just on few people. He says that they are going to take record of people in a particular area, construct now one big skyscrapers and share the apartment to them. So if you had a plot there, you had an apartment, your apartment will be commensurate to the number of plots you have. So if you have a very big plot, they'll give you a big apartment, knowing that your family to come, that's the apartment, such that they will construct the city. And that is going to be a major chantier. That's Ibrahim Traore's New Year speech. Now, recall that before the 31st, Ibrahim Traore launched the best hospital. In fact, the best hospital right now in West Africa that can cure you of several diseases, including cancer. It is in Burkina Faso, in a locality called Bobo Diailose. When you go to the locality called Bobo Diailose, it has the best teaching hospital, which is in the entire West and Central Africa put together. It was commissioned last week by Traore. So Traore, after commissioning that, commissioned highway 5 lanes of roads. 5 lanes going down, autoroute, 5 lanes coming this way from Bobo Diailose, which is the country's commercial capital, to Ouagadougou, which is the country's political capital. So in his end of year speech again, he announced that other regions are going to have road construction this year. 5 key regions are going to have road construction this year, and that he has given a very short period of time for all these things to be done. You know what? That's one thing about military leaders. Military leaders, they work on time. They don't. You see this thing that contractors, and let me shock you. All the construction in Burkina Faso, they are not done by foreign engineers. They are done by Burkinabés. 2 weeks ago, Ibrahim Traore donated a good number of road construction material, bulldozers, graders, excavators. You also had a lot of these materials, bladers, he donated, that they should go and make disciples of all nations. This January, I have a documentary to go and shoot in Burkina Faso. I want to go and shoot a documentary in Burkina Faso this January. The visa there, let me shock you. A visa that I got the visa, and the visa is free. I did not pay a shishi, 25 for my visa. My visa that I applied, that came out just a few days ago, which I will go in there around the 12th, God willing. I did not pay 1 franc to go to Burkina Faso. 1 franc. 1 franc, Luis. 1 franc I did not pay. The visa I applied, within 24 hours, they sent me my visa to my email. 24 hours, they sent me my visa. Pap. And it's there, free. Free. Hey. You cannot build an Africa where you cannot travel across for free, where you cannot move from one state to another for free. And that's one thing that the Sahel region have understood. And that's why you see the Sahel region, they are more developed than ECOWAS. In fact, ECOWAS, what ECOWAS could not do for 53 years, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger in the Sahel Confederation have done for 2 years. Free visa. When I applied for the visa, I saw a condition that your visa may, if your visa is rejected, they will not be refunded. I thought, no, I applied, and the visa came free, no dime. I did not pay 25 to go to Burkina Faso. I have not paid 25. The day I was going to Kenya, I paid $50, $100 at Kenya immigration for my visa, $100. But now Burkina Faso is giving it for free. Free! So I'll be shooting a documentary in Burkina Faso. Those of you who want to support my project, want to support this project, you may want to know more about Burkina Faso, because there are business opportunities in Burkina Faso that have been announced by Captain Ibrahim Traore. Tax-free businesses. There are some businesses that you have to do in Burkina Faso, as long as it's going to add value, you have no problem. They will not give you a tax. They will provide you an area where you operate. So if you want to ask questions, as far as that is concerned, I am at your disposal. You can contact me. Thank you very much, Grand Apparel says, we will support you. Thank you very much. There are a lot of people who have been saying they will support me. I've been announcing this, and the deadline is coming. On the 12th, the deadline is coming. We'll go there. There are a lot of things that people don't know about Burkina Faso. I will bring them out to you and interview Traore, get the interview done, so that you should hear. We'll go to all those places. Some of you think that they are AI. We'll go to those places, and I will show you where business opportunities are. So be clean to our network. I'll show you where business opportunity are in Burkina Faso. That it's this business you have opportunity here, this business you have opportunity here. Most of you in diaspora who has money want to invest. Good evening, Abdul Kabo. So those of you in diaspora want to invest, Burkina Faso says that open their doors for investors. And there is also a lottery that Burkina Faso announced. Captain Ibrahim Traore announced that lottery. That was about late November. Said if you are gifted in science, engineering, technology, IT, you are gifted, you can apply for a Burkina-based passport, and you come, they will fund your project in Burkina Faso, that they will fund it as long as it's going to add value. Some people wrote to me and asked me how can they get in contact with that. I told them I directed them the website. Go to Captain Ibrahim Traore's official Facebook page. You see contact there. You contact, or you go to the ministries. You see that you get there. They'll tell you what to do. I am not a document, so go there. They'll tell you what to do. Now I'll be in person in Ouagadougou. I'll be in Bobo Dialose, so I will explain to you the reality. But why is Burkina Faso still issuing a visa before you can visit an African country? That is coming from Wamechu Promise. Sorry if I don't pronounce it. The reason why Burkina Faso is issuing visa for Africans, and which is for free, is for what is called vetting. You know, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are undergoing what is called a transformation, a revolution. They want to know whoever is coming to their country, meet. They have been screened. So the process of you having a visa in Burkina Faso is for what is called vetting. Note that if you are a member of Sahel, if you are a member of their confederation, you don't need a visa. If you have the Sahel passport, the passport, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger has done what ECOWAS could not do for 53 years. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger has a common passport, which is called the Sahel passport. Now, if you are a Burkinabe citizen, you can enter Mali without a visa. You can enter Niger without a visa if you have your Sahel passport. But we of CEMAC, we are not in the Sahel Confederation, so we are supposed to apply for a visa. It's the same like when Britain was in European Union. A British citizen did not need a visa to enter into Finland, but when Britain exit the European Union, they needed a visa. If you are in Africa, that was what African Union has failed to do. African Union was supposed to have a single passport, where all Africans apply for the Pan-African passport. When you have the African passport, you could access any country of your choice in Africa without a visa. But we don't have a visa. We don't have a first. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger enjoy free trade. Means you can move from Mali and go and trade in Burkina Faso. You don't pay that border fare. That border, you don't pay the free trade. That's what ECOWAS is unable to do. And that's what African Union is unable to do. So these countries have come up with their Sahel Alliance, which in their Sahel Alliance, they have decided that that is how they are going to rule themselves. Now, if your country don't want that you should have visa restriction, the only thing your country can do is to apply to become a member of the Sahel Alliance. Once you enter the Sahel Alliance, which means that you now have the Sahel passport, you can now move freely without visa. I don't know if I've answered your question, Mr. Wamcho. Promise. If I've answered your question, leave the comment at the comment section. Now, another issue that Traore has announced in his end of year speech is that the healthcare sector of Burkina Faso is going to be top notch. They are going to invest on the healthcare sector. That no more importation, Traore, this end of year speech, no more importation of things that can be produced in Burkina Faso. He first started with food, importation of food. Now he has moved to things that cannot be eaten. He says that things that can be imported in Burkina Faso, for example, containers like this, no importation. Bucket, no importation. Slippers, no importation. Shoes, no importation. Belt, no importation. Some dresses, in fact, dresses, no importation. In fact, if you cannot make your suit in Burkina Faso, don't import it. So the custom of Burkina Faso have been given a firm order. Burkina-based custom officials have been given firm order, no importation. So, which means it's a business place now. If you are into production, you get there, you produce. And he says from next year, he will add list to the things that can no longer be imported. Chairs cannot be imported in Burkina Faso. You see these office chairs that people sit and the office chairs that people sit. No more importation in Burkina Faso. You will build that chair in Burkina Faso. No more importation in Burkina Faso. No more. Okay? Carpet. Wool carpet. No more importation in Burkina Faso. As of this January 2026, Bagam, no more importation. So if you need it, those companies who want to import, come and open the companies in Ouagadougou, in Bobo Dialose, open those companies, they will give you a tax holiday and produce, made in Burkina Faso, then they will export it. Agriculture. Burkina Faso, when Traore took over, they said Burkina Faso could not, since it's semi-arid area or desert, they said Burkina Faso could not produce pineapple. Burkina Faso could not produce plantain, banana. Burkina Faso could not produce wheat. Wheat was from Russia. As I'm talking to you, there was a pioneer project where more than 50 acres of plantain were used, cocoa, and also wheat and pineapple. Behold, they are successful. Now they are now going to do it in a large scale. He said Burkina Faso is not going to eat what it cannot produce and produce what it cannot consume. And that's the greatest problem we have in Africa. We eat what we cannot produce, that we import it, what we cannot produce. We import it, we eat it, and we produce what we cannot eat. All the things we are producing are raw material we cannot eat. So, no more exploitation of raw materials. This is 2026. Burkina Faso. It's a harsh law, It's harsh, but it's needed. It's needed. It's very, very needed, because if these things are not done, Burkina Faso will not go far. If you are watching us, leave a comment, like, share. Please let us know you are watching. Also, if you are on TikTok, feel free to gift us. If you give us a rose, it's not bad. Gifting will help boost our channel potential. Also support our channel. We are an independent network. Those of you watching on Facebook, if you want to drop your mobile money, you can drop us also mobile money. Thank you very much. Tio, thank you. Thank you very much for liking Tio Nord. Tio the Nord. If you want to support us, support our channel. We are an independent channel. We don't make money, so you can support us. If you want to support us with mobile money or with a gift, We'll be happy to take your gifts, like, comment, and share. So, Burkina Faso is an investment in the country now. Let me shock you. Most of the roads that have been constructed in Burkina Faso, it was constructed in what is called a project Faso Mebo. What is Faso Mebo? Faso Mebo is a project launched by Ibrahim Traore, whereby citizens themselves are the ones donating materials for the construction of bricks that will be used to make their road across within the city. You see this pavement, this city road, Faso Mebo. Other governments are borrowing money to construct roads. Burkina Faso is using their own people to construct roads. In fact, if you go now to Ouagadougou, you see the work that has been done. You ask that what was Rockmark Kabore doing before? You ask that where was Ibrahim Traore before that he could not have done this? Go and see the investment, the road construction in Burkina Faso, where citizens themselves are the ones contributing, bringing their resources. Thank you, Taka Fanko, bringing their resources, contributing their resources, giving bags of cement. University students in November had 2 weeks to go and construct pavement, work to construct fabric that they will use to arrange their roads. Everybody, in fact, everybody's working hard to make their name, to put their name that they contributed to the growth of Burkina Faso. Very interesting. How do I follow your regular this updates? It's just by liking. K Pikin on TikTok. Just by following the page at Denzi Herman. Follow the page K Pikin on TikTok. K Pikin, thank you very much for liking, sharing. Thank you. Big Proxy, K Pikin, Kumba Pikin, Big Proxy. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you also for liking the video. So this innovation of construction of roads in Burkina Faso is very important, and that is the way in which we encourage our government across Africa to see how they can develop. Thank you. Oh, Franco said I should send my mobile money. Franco, let me send now to you. Let me send the mobile money to you. So Franco, those who want to support me through mobile money, the number is 676431384. 676431384. And of course you see the name Tar. I've sent. So those who want to support, if you have a mobile money, so that's it. I've sent. So we are moving towards this. You see, this Burkina Faso's era. Burkina Faso has made us to understand that roads can be constructed, a nation can be built. In other countries, citizens themselves are begging to construct their roads. Governments are refusing. They are making things difficult for citizens to construct their road. If you cannot construct the road as a government, why can't you allow citizens of good faith to construct their roads, and you just give them the diameter and what the specification? But this is what other countries are doing. You know those countries. You know. This is what they do. They will tell you that for you to construct this road, you are supposed to give it to the council. Give it to the council. The council will be the one to follow the project. You guys take the money and give to the council. The council follow the project. And we know how corrupt our councils, some of our councils are. Captain Ibrahim Traore has decided that the people should build their city themselves. And let me shock you. And that's why I tell you that when you see a nation that will go far, you will know. Since Captain Ibrahim Traore took over, have you ever seen his wife working with him? Have you ever seen Captain Ibrahim Traore moving with his wife? Do you even know the name of Captain Ibrahim Traore's wife? For 3 years, that is president. Do you know the name of Captain Ibrahim Traore's wife? Let us go to Mali. The military leader of Mali, Abdurrahman Assimi Goïta. Have you ever seen Assimi Goïta's wife in public? Do you even know Assimi Goïta's wife? Do you even know how the wife operates? No. Let's go to Niger. Tiani. Abdurrahman Tiani. Have you seen Tiani's wife? Have you even seen the kids? Do you see them working together? Have you even seen them working together? These are men who know the value of building a nation from what is called the constitutional level, not mediocre level. That's why when the coup d'etat occurred in the man in Guinea-Conakry, Mamadou Doumbouya, I told people that the coup d'etat in Guinea-Conakry by Doumbouya is a French replacing a French. France used Doumbouya to replace Alpha Condé. And they said, no, it's not possible. I told them, when Doumbouya took over as a military leader in Guinea-Conakry, removing Alpha Condé, did you not see Doumbouya started moving with the wife? Doumbouya was moving with the wife everywhere. The wife was with Mamadou Doumbouya, a military leader. When you start doing like that, it means you're a civilian leader. It means you don't have a focus. Have you seen Traore with a wife? Wherever Traore is, do you know, okay, what is the name of the first lady of Burkina Faso? Very few, not me, I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. What is the name of the first lady of Niger? I don't know. What is the name of the first lady of Mali? I don't know. What is the name of the first lady of Conakry? I can tell you. What is the name of the first lady of, you see, even this Guinea-Bissau, this Guinea-Bissau coup d'etat that occurred, it was not a coup d'etat. It was a French president replacing a French president. A coup d'etat where you see the leader say that I want to change this country. It's a coup d'etat where you see the leaders don't move with their wives. There's no tribalism. Thank you very much, my brother Tanka Franco. Thank you very much. There's no tribalism. There's no nepotism. There's no favoritism. Let me ask you, what is the type of Captain Ibrahim Traore? You will not know. What is the type? If you want to know a good leader rules not by tribe, but by objective. But you see our own. We know their tribes. We know their tribes. We know what they are doing. I mean, all of this, you want to tell me. God of mercy and compassion. God of mercy. So, ladies and gentlemen, Africa is actually undergoing a transition, and for Africa to grow, we must grow as a people. We must grow as a people, and we must actually follow the development of Africa as a people, because if we don't follow the development of Africa as a people, that is when we are going to be stuck. As the freshman said, it is going to be that they said, Sakwi. That is how it's going to be. If we cannot, as a people, build our systems today, and then one shocking thing is, let me tell you, our leaders, when they go to Europe, they obey the laws. You understand? When they go to Europe, they obey the laws. They follow everything. They obey the laws. When they come to our continent, they don't obey the laws. When our leaders travel out of Africa, they see how clean the cities are. And I always ask the question, these are our leaders. When they travel, is it that when they reach Europe or America or Asia, do they close their eyes like this and they don't see the development? When they land at those airports, do they close their eyes? Did somebody blindfold them? Why can't they replicate it in Africa? Who are here for today? I want to thank all those of you who have taken time to follow us. Tomorrow is another day. We'll come back again for tomorrow update. Until we meet again, stay blessed, stay out of trouble. God bless you, and God bless your family. All those who have commented, like, share, I appreciate you. For the past, I want to also thank you and wish you guys a very happy new year. For 2025 was a very productive year for us. 2025, we had no single day that we did not post updates. Every day, we posted at least 3 updates. Every day. So for 365 days, our news channel, this news channel, on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, published article every day, 365 days. I want to thank you all for supporting those who have been sharing. Thank you, because it was not easy. There are some of you who have been following us, sharing, commenting, even those who have been insulting, attacking. I want to thank you all. If you think you want to support our channel through your gestures to promote us, you can send us a mobile money on the numbers that you see I've pinned, or you can write to me in my inbox and I'll reply you and I will give you updates. Every day we have updates across the world, Cameroon in general. For those of you on Facebook, thank you. Until we meet again.